त्वमादिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परम निधानम वेत्तासि वेद्यं च परम च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनन्तरूप वायु यमः अग्निवर्णश्च शंखः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहस्य नमो नमस्तेस्तु सहस्रकृत्वा पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंस चाणूरमर्दनम देवकी परमानंदम श्री कृष्णं वंदे सकतगुरुम कृष्णं वंदे सकतगुरुम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरे परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः गोविंदाय नमो नमः. In last session I have described the chapter number 5 of Bhagwadgita by name Karma Sannyas Yoga, and in this session I will describe in chapter number 5, chapter number 6, Atmasayyamyoga, that is to be said Atmasayyamyoga, and chapter number 5 is to be said Atmasayyamyoga. Sri Bhagavan said that a man who does not live in anyone's shelters and conducts spiritual deeds is a monk and yogi. For this reason, man should renounce the word shelter and conducts spiritual actions. Sri Bhagavan Uvach anasita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sa sannyasi cha yogi cha niragin cha akriya. One who renounces fire and worldly action is not a yogi nor a monk. One who renounces all worldly relations is also a yogi and becomes a monk. The man who conducts the spiritual deeds and gets started on yoga, some cuteness is only reason for the getting involved in yoga in this way. A man who is restraining the mind and gets involved in yoga, the seeker is not indulged in the enjoyment of sense and worldly matters. It is said that abandoning all kinds of relation is as sad yoga. Yada hi nrendrayartheshu na karma swanusajjate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudhasya docate. A man should strive for his liberation or salvation. Those who strive for their liberation are themselves their friends, and those who do not try for their liberation by indulging in worldly matters, these are themselves their enemies. Thus, the restrained man is his own friend, and the one who is unsympathetic is his own enemy. Udret atmanah atmanam na atmanam avasad et atma ev hi atmanah bandhu atma ev ripu atmana. A person who understands equal heat, cold, and happiness, sorrow, and honor and a person who understands equal cold, heat, happiness, sorrow, honor, humiliation attains the God. Attains the God. Apart from this, before who do not achieve the above status is not have the feeling of God. It is clear fact. Jitatmanaha prasantasya paramatma samahita शीतोष्ण सुख दुखेशु तथा माना परमायणियों. A person who is aware of this nature of God and knows the process of his feeling, are devoid of disorder, and is alive and seeking clay and gold with equal vision, he becomes a yogi. He becomes a yogi. ज्ञान विज्ञान तप्तात्मा कुस्तस्थो जितेन्द्रिया युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी समलोष्टा समकांचना. समलोष्टा समकांचना. मृगशाला स्किन ऑफ डियर कुश. A type of clothes, etc., are required in pure land of meditation of God. In this way, by making a simple posture and abandoning the object of the world without any desire, try to establish the mind and action of the senses in lonely place and divine. And this type of meditation, it is considered best to keep the body, neck, and head in the straight line. This is good way of success of meditation. Suchau deshe pratisthapya sthir masan matmanah nati chitam nati nicham chailajin kushortram तत्ते क्राग्रम मनः कृत्वा यत चेतेन्द्रिय क्रिया अविश्वासने युंजा योगम आत्मविशुद्धे शम काया शिरोग्रीवम धारन चलम स्थिरः संप्रेक्ष नासिकाग्रम त्वं स्वम दिशश्चान्वलोकयन्. A fearless celibate, a fearless person celibate, many whose mind and intellect has become calm, should restrain the mind and establish the mind in Sri Bhagavan, and remain in the shelter of Sri Bhagavan. By doing, the seeker with his restrained mind attains supreme peace and realizes the God. Prasantatma vikat bher brahmachari vrte sthita manasayyam machito yukta masit matpara yunjan saratmanam yogi niyatmansha shantim nirvana paramanam mat sansthamam adhigacchati. The moderate and sattvic food, sleep and awakening in time. Moderate and sattvic food, sleep and awakening in time have been said to mandatory and dhyan yogi by taking proper amount of diet, proper activities, proper effect of deed. Such a yogi becomes perfect. Yuktahar viharasya युक्त चेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्त स्वप्नावबोधस्य yogo bhavat dukha. When the mind of seeker is completely restrained, he does not realize the needs of worldly things and gets situated in his form. It is a special position a yogi to be situated in the form of self. Yada vinitam chittam atmani eva avatisthate nesparah sarvakamyobhyo yukta iti uchate tada. In a place where is no movement of in the air, the lamp's light does not move. Such a same situation in the mind of restrained seeker. He calms his mind like the light of lamp and becomes confide in self. Yada vinitam यथा दीपो निवातस्थो नेंगते शोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यच्चित्तस्य युंजतो योगमात्मना. The pleasure of feeling of God is eternal happiness. That is, there is no other happiness than this. There is supreme happiness is also received by the wish intellect after realizing such extreme pleasure, and seeker never abandons in it and does not consider any pleasure as equivalent. Once his condition is in such happiness, he does not move even this severe sorrow. यत्रो परमते चित्तम निर्धम योग सेवया यत्ति चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति सुखमात्यंतिकम यतद् बुद्धि ग्राह्यमतीन्द्रियम वेत्ति यत्र न चैवम स्थित तत्त्ववादा. With the combination of sorrow disconnected, the yogi should understand the accomplishment of yoga. Accomplishment of yoga. This fact means that whatever seeker has a combination of sorrow and there is a lack of grief in him. By examining this fact, we can test the sign of our yogic accomplishment. Yam labdava chaparam labham manate nadikam tata yasmin istito na dukhen gunap vichalyate tam vidyad sanyog viyogam yog sangitam sa nischayen yog tabyo yog nirvana chetasa. When a completely abandon the desire, completely abandon the desires that arise from the resolution, remove all the senses from the subjects and restrain the mind and remove from patience on all sides of worldly matters and establish the mind in one and only Lord. Do not contemplate anything else without doing this. So, this is the process of meditation. Yato nischati. Shanai shanai uparmet buddhya dhatikahitaya. Atmasayyamyoga manah kritva na kinchidap chintayet. Yato nischati. Manas chanchalam sthiram tatastato niyammet atmanyo vasam nayet. When the unstable and flick mind and remove it from from patience all desires from worldly matters and establish the mind in one and only Lord, not contemplate anything else while doing this. So this is process of meditation. I have told this fact in secondary because it is very important. When the unstable and flick mind travels in the subject in which it resolved, the mind should remove from those subjects and it should be applied only to the divine. Thus, continuous consumption of this said action leads to meditation. After some time, the seeker becomes so perfect. Prasantatma, prasant manasam henam, yoginam sukhmuttamam, upayati santadesham, brahma bhoot kalmasham. Yunjannayam saratmanam yogi vikat kalmasha, sukhen brahma sanspars matantam sukhmasmute. Man who kills Raj Yoga and destroys all his sin. The mind is well restrained, automatically realize the divine power till a man's Rajoguna are not pacified and since are not decimated, man cannot feel the power of God. Prasanta manasam henam. Secondly, I am saying this. Prasanta manasam henam yoginam sukhmuttamam upayati santadesham brahma bhuta kalmasham. Every person should remove his attention from the worldly things and focus on divine. Focus on divine, which soon leads to retirement of sin and last of sins. This is also called spiritual purification. The process of realization of God is taught with purification. Yunjannayam saratmanam yogi vikat kalmasha sukhen brahma sanspasham sukham masmade. The seeker who is engaged in meditation yoga sees his form of all beings. He sees the nature of all beings in himself. This is a special condition that is not easily attained in all beings, and in me only part of that divine being exists consciously. For this reason, we are all beings. The seeker who creates this feeling especially experiences the divine. Yo mam pasya sarvatra sarvam cha mayi pasyati tasyaham na pranasami sacha me na pranasyati. The seeker who sees the divine in all and his sight is only Supreme God. With this vision, he sees God everywhere and interviews God. The behavior of such a seeker becomes similar. The seeker who realizes the equal suffering and happiness of all beings. and consider everyone as his own, he becomes the ultimate yogi. Such a situation becomes an analogy of all organism. Atma upamen sarvasam pasyati yo Arjun sukham yadi va dukham cha yogi paramo mata. Man's mind is fickle and prone to nature. So it is very difficult to control the mind. To control the mind, practice and quickness are only means which are unique for this reason. For with exercising quickness, a person should distain his mind. Yoyam yogastvaya prokta samen madhusudan etasyam na pasyam chanchal tvat sthiti mistiram. चंचलम ही मनाकस्लम प्रमाथि बलभद्रम तस्याहम निग्रहम मन्ने वायो रूष दुष्करम असंशयम महाबाहो मनो दुर्निगहम चलम अभ्यासेन तु कौन्ते वैराग्यण चिगृह्यते. The destruction of person who is not able to restrain the mind in restraint. In short, the man control the body. He also gets salvation. Practice means removing the mind from worldly subjects and establishing it in the divine. And quietness means hatred to worldly pleasures. Asaitatma it yogo it duspapyatmati vasyatmana tuyatya tata shakya avahaptum upayata. One who contemplates God never attains misery. He is never disgraded in this worldly and thereafter, because a human being is trapped in worldly affairs by arbitrary means of arbitrary contexts. If a seeker who tries to interview God dies before the God is interviewed, then either disappears to heaven or he is born in homes of yogis. In this way, a yogic seeker who tries to interview God will never achieve misery in all the yoga types of words. There are yogis in all types of yoga. They do. Lord Krishna, yogi is considered to the best yogi who loves dearly. For this reason, all of us should sing praises of only Sri Bhagavan dearly. Ayati sadhyopeti yoga chalita manasah apap yoga sansiddhim kam gati krishna gati. Parth naiveha namutra vinasastasya viddate nahi kalyan krit kasyatim durgatim tadgach prap purna kritam लोका निश्चित्वा शाश्वती समा श्री शुचि नाम श्रीमताम गेहे योग विष्टो विजायते अथवा योगिना मेव कुले भवद्धिमताम आयतद्धि दुर्लभतनम लोके जन्म यदि दशम तत् संयोगम तत् तम संयोग विदु संयोगम लभते पूर्वदहिकम लभते च ततो भूया संसिद्धो कुनंदन. ओम तस्सी श्रीमद् भगवद्गीता सूपनिस्तुषु ब्रह्म विद्यायाम योग शास्त्रे अर्जुन संवादे आत्मसंयम योगो नाम षष्ठोऽध्यायः. ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति.